Hello, everyone, and welcome to my webinar, Multi-Channel Product Description. I'm Alex. I'm working as Customer Success Agent at AX Semantics. And yeah, today I want to tell you a little bit about multi-channel product description. What do I mean with multi-channel product descriptions? So imagine you sell your products not only in your own shop, but also at a marketplace. So you need the same text, but for another channel. And sometimes these marketplaces call for special requirements that differ from the text version you have set for your own channel, so for your own shop. In short, I want to show you today how you can easily and with little effort get individualized text versions for your marketplaces out of the basic rule set for your own shop. So let's frame the setting for today. Let's imagine at your own shop, you have all the freedom for your text. So you have no limits in length. You are allowed to use all HTML tags, also complex ones. You are allowed to talk about warranties, prices, to inform your customers about the delivery circumstances. You're able to add links to other websites in your text, and you can focus on special offers or advertising promotion. So if you sell the same products at Amazon as well, you don't have the same freedom here. So you have to stick to some requirements here. So first, your texts are not allowed to be longer than 2,000 characters. Since 2021, there's a restriction in HTML tags. So Amazon says don't use it at all, but some of them are allowed, like new lines and bold. You're not allowed to talk about all this stuff I mentioned, warranties, prices, delivery information. So it can be that in some points you have to change your rule set for your marketplace, in our example today, for Amazon. Before we will switch to the cockpit, I have a checklist for you later that you have all the steps at one place. And these are also the things I want to show you. I will show you in a few moments. So you have to create first a new story for your marketplace text variant. Then you have to create two collections, one for each shop. You have to add meta information to your data to be able to get the right text version in the right collection. With this information, you can create trigger for your stories. And then last but not least, you can, or you have to, in the example today, use the shortening function to guarantee that your texts are not too long. Okay. Then I will switch to the cockpit now. Okay. So imagine you have a shop and you sell smartphones. You sell the Xiaomi Mi 9, and yeah, you easily see some stuff that are not okay for Amazon. So we start here with a hint that there's a discount on all the smartphones in your shop, and there are hints about when you deliver the product. Here in this case, you're very fast and you deliver it within one day or the next day. So this stuff has to be deleted out of the Amazon version. Then I mentioned it, HTML. So another tricky thing at Amazon. So we use subheadings here. So in what I found in my research, that is not allowed. Most of the sources say it's limited to bolding words or sentences using new lines or paragraph and italic style. So let's see if we find alternative for that. We have to create another story for our Amazon. So story 1 is the story you have seen here. Story 1 is chosen, is activated at the moment, and the texts are generated with this story. Then I have story 2. That should be the story for Amazon. So in the first step, let's just rename it. Okay, so so what I have here is a copy of the Your Shop story. And so as I mentioned, these information are not allowed in your text. So you just can skip this information, delete it from the story by clicking this button here. And you don't have it in your Amazon story. So then this title thing, sure, you can just delete all the titles and you have just a blob of one text. But if you don't want to do this, we can, so yeah, you can just delete it. But if you don't want to delete it at all, because sure, it's these tags like subheadings and stuff is structuring your text. It makes it scannable. So maybe let's do a little trick here and structure our text without the subheadings. I will use this new statement for it. Just place it at the same place. So let's jump in the Reitman to show you the differences. So if I go to Your Shop story, we have the titles. So in our tool, you have the possibility to set a style here. Heading level 4 will be passed or will be transformed later to HTML text and H4. And if we want to avoid that, we can do a little structuring with the HTML text I mentioned before. So what I have done in my Amazon story is I just used 2 new lines to get a paragraph. Then I am bolding the headline, so that should be shown. And then I have another new line to have space to the paragraph that's following this subheading or improvised subheading here. Let's get back to the array part. So sure, you can make any other differences you want to make. We focus on the things I have shown. But the next question is, if you have set up the new story that fits to the requirements that are needed, how does the engine know which story to choose and when? So let's say we have always allowed a story, then you will have once the Your Shop version and then the Amazon version. And additionally, it's not an either or question, because you want to have for one product, you want to have both text versions. So how do you do that? We will jump to the data sources, because the solution lies in the collection. So you need a collection for every marketplace or every shop you have. So we have Amazon collection now and the Your Shop collection. And as you see here, they have the same data. So we have 13 smartphones. They also have the same UID short, the same product. So it's basically the same data, but it differs in a small information. In a small meta information, you have to add directly before you're sending the data to the collection. So let's take a look at it. If I open a product in, no, that's in Amazon shop, you will find a data field that is called channel, and the value says Amazon. So all your products here, all your documents here have the information Amazon, so that we're able to trigger the story and that the engine is able to just use the Amazon story in this collection. It doesn't matter how you name the data field. So what's the key? Sure, it can also be text version, whatever, because you will see business as usual. We will just use that information to create a trigger. So all of them has Amazon in it. And if I switch to the Your Shop collection, you will see that channel is saying Your Shop. Okay, so now we can create a trigger with this data field channel. I'm going to Composer. I'm creating a node for this data field. Go to the node, and I just use decision node to easily create some two triggers. So first says Amazon, and second says Your Shop, connected with two variables. Amazon and Your Shop. And now we can just use this variable for our stories. Shop and so we have two test objects, the same product, but out of these two different collections. So as you see, for the Amazon product, you get the Amazon story is getting true. And if I switch it to the Your Shop, the Your Shop is getting true. And because all of the products in your collection has the same information, yeah, we can guarantee that yeah, you have these two text versions selected in these two different stories. Then we can generate the text. So let's see, at the moment, we have this old version. So we have this information about special offer and information about delivery and the subheadings here. And if we generate the text now, you will see there's, so this first paragraph is gone with this information, and this thing looks a little bit different because it's, yeah, this alternative version of it. Okay, so first steps are done. That's cool, but let's take a look at our text length. So 2067, that's too long. So we have to shorten this text, but how can we do that with really not having any effort? That's also handled in the collection. If we go to the data sources and to the Amazon collection, you can see there's a field called maximum text length, and we can type in the maximum amount of characters that are allowed, which is 2000 for Amazon. So I just save these changes. But job is not done yet because the engine shouldn't shorten the text randomly. You should have, as always, the power to say which parts are okay to be deleted, which are not. So I will show you in the composer how you can mark parts as obligatory. No, not as obligatory, as optional. So you can do that on two different levels. You can do that for branchings and you can do that for statements. So let's see. So for the branchings, it's good to use parts so maybe like interpretation. So let's focus on this statement about the internal memory. So we have, it has a full 128 GB internal storage, giving you plenty of space for all your photos, music, and games. And the version, so the part that contains the interpretation, we can set as optional. So it is available with an extensive 128 GB of internal storage. So just saying the main information is how many GB are provided, and yeah, maybe how you can add more. So that's not the case here for our product, but maybe we shouldn't skip that, but we can skip the interpretation, ideal for storing all your photos. So I click the button here, the dice is here, and then you will see, so the default setting is branching is, so it's not checked, so it's obligatory, but if I check it, then it says, okay, this branching is optional, it can be skipped, maybe omitted. So let's do that for the other variants too. It has an extensive 128 GB internal storage. And so again, this part is interpretation. I can mark it as optional. And at the last one, there's an extensive storage on board, blah, blah, blah. Again, this is the interpretation part, and we can make it as, we can mark it as optional. So that's the first thing, but maybe that's not enough. So let's mark another branching is optional. Here in the introduction, we have a group of USP that are mentioned if it's true. The first one outputs the first 4 information. Then we have another sentence that says, and that's not all. A powerful processor, overall perfect Android user experience, and an appealing look come on top. Also here we could say, okay, maybe if we don't have the place, then let's skip this additional branching. Let's focus on the first 4 features. Again, branching is optional. With the statements, we have to keep in mind that we are having subheadings, and then it's not so easy, because if you're saying, okay, I don't want to have this SIM card statement, and then it's deleting this one, but your subheading appears in the text, that wouldn't be good. So take care that your logic is fine here. But where we can use it in our example is, as you can see, we have an introduction, a title for the dimensions, big in size and slim font, and here we have the freedom to skip these interpretation statements, because we have one summary statement. So we have always the statement that says it has the following dimensions and therefore it's big and it weighs 173 grams. And dimensions small, average, and big. So it's just an interpretation to focus on the advantages of a big or a small smartphone, but it's not needed. So we can just skip it, and then we have the dimension statement, and there won't be any problems with the title. So where can you do this? I'm clicking the statement, and here you have to uncheck that it's obligatory to make it optional. Okay. So how is the engine working with the stuff? How is the text shortening? How does the text shortening take place? So the end. So first, it's important to know that the text is generated. So the engine has chosen for all the variants and so on. So it's unique text, and then the shortening takes place, and that's therefore you won't see this shortening thing in the review. You can just see it in the results tab. And what the engine does, as I said, it generates the text, then it proves is it shorter than 2000 characters. And if it's not, it starts with skipping the marked branchings. And it starts from the bottom and goes to the top, and it deletes as many branchings that are marked as optional as necessary until you have the text length that is needed. If that's not enough, or if you haven't marked any branchings as optional, the engine is doing the same stuff from the bottom to the top, but with the statements. So that's how it works. So let's switch to the results tab and see what we get. So as you can see here, we have ensuring you have enough space for all your photos, and we have this second introduction statement talking about the USPs. If I generate it by new, you can see the interpretation part is gone. Let's check the metrics, and it's fine. It's 1974. And because the engine is always generating a unique text, it depends on the combination of variants, how many stuff has to be deleted or not. So let's give it a second try. Now you can see the combination was like this, that it has deleted the interpretation part for the internal memory sentence, and it was necessary to delete the second part from the introduction as well. So it really depends on the combination, but the important thing is you will never get a text. Okay, now you're seeing yeah, let's check this one. Maybe it hasn't used the information. It's not synchronized because it hasn't deleted this one. here again, we don't have the, so the combination was like this, nothing has to be deleted. Oh, okay, so yeah, that's, okay, yeah, sometimes it shows the version before the deleted. Now we will see, we will always get the right text length. So that you see that the shortening of the statements is working as well. Let's just unmark the branchings as optional. And then you will see that the statement the dimension statement should be deleted. Let's give it some time, some seconds to be able to synchronize to new rule set to the collection. Yeah, okay. So you're seeing it works. The statement is skipped, but that was not enough. So sure, you should make sure that you have enough options for the engine to shorten it, because if there's not, you will have too long text. So as he had done it before, mark branchings, mark statements to to guarantee that your text length is fine. And then, yeah, the engine can guarantee that you get no texts that are longer than the parts that you, than the characters you defined. Okay, so that's basically what I wanted to show you, how you can easily get different text versions for different marketplaces. I hope you take some information with you that can help you in your daily business, in your work with AX Semantics. Yeah, I'm looking forward to see you in one of the next webinars, and I wish you a nice day. Bye.